In this video, I'm going to talk about how to go from absolutely failing as a man to being the man within 90 days. Now, before I even get started on this video, I want to be very clear. This is not going to be a video full of a whole bunch of fancy cuts and fancy music. It's just not that video. This is a video for someone who really wants to change their life. We're coming upon a new year and everybody claims they want to change their life, but that's not what I'm talking about. This video is for the person who they're not happy with their life right now at all. There's nothing about their life that they're happy with. They're headed in the wrong direction and they know it. They're not living up to their potential. They understand they have something in them that's greater than the life they're living. This could be physically, they're not where they need to be. They look in the mirror and they absolutely hate what they see. It could be financially. Every time they look at their bank account and they don't look unless they have to look because they don't like what they see. Maybe it's someone who's struggling in their relationship. It's just for the person who's sick and tired of being sick and tired. And see, we hear that saying often, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Well, what does that actually mean? It means you're at a point where in your head, you feel like you can't go any lower. You feel like life can't get any worse. And it's such a beautiful place to be. And I know it doesn't seem like it at the time. I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but I promise you at the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. And this is not going to be one of those videos, 5 steps to, no, it's not that. I'm going to lay out specifically what I've done to completely transform my life. And I started using this same formula, same thing that I'm going to go over with you when I was 24 years old. So I went from 24 years old to having roommates to just lost financially to within the next 12 months buying my first house. It's the same thing I used to go from working a 9 to 5, hating my job, not knowing what I wanted to do, within 90 days starting my own business. It's the same thing I used to buy my first Porsche. This is the same method I use. It's not about me, but I'm going to share how I did it and how I've done it with other clients. This is not theory. This is not something I read in a book. These are actionable things that I actually did. And I'm going to keep it simple and digestible so you can actually walk away from this video and implement it. Because most people's problems, and this used to be me, when it comes to YouTube is a great source of information. Podcasts are a great source of information. The internet is a great source of information. But what a lot of people do is they take the information and they do nothing with it. They take the information and they do nothing with it. So I'm going to give you actionable skills that you can actually use to change your life within the next 90 days. So why does this even matter? Well, why should you listen to this video? Well, I want you to think for a second, just a second, what would life look like if you got exactly what you've always wanted? Physically, you look like the man that you've always wanted to look like. How would that change your life? How would it matter if financially, the next time you opened up your bank account, you seen a number on there that you've been wanting to see? You were able to go to the dealership and get the car that you wanted. How would that matter for your life? How would it matter if every single day when you came home from a hard day's work, you had a woman that loved you, she cared about you, she was concerned about you, right? And you had a beautiful relationship. How would that matter in your life? If none of those things would matter, if you don't have things that you aspire to go for, this is not for you. I want to be honest. I'm going to be straightforward because to change your life in 90 days, it's going to take some things. It's going to take some sacrifice. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and say, oh yeah, you just sit down and kumbaya and your life is going to change. No, that's not how it worked for me. That's not how it worked for any of my clients. I don't know that method. I don't know. If I knew that method, I would tell you, but I don't know that method. Nor does anybody that I hang around, any of my mentors or my coaches, they also don't know that method. So that's not the method I am. What the method I am going to tell you is to see a vision, create a plan, and execute. That's what it is. Now I'm going to go in great detail, but I want you to I want you to hear me. See a vision, create a plan, and execute. See a vision, create a plan, and execute. What does that actually mean? See a vision. What is it that you actually want? Most people don't even know what they want. Most people have no idea what they want. If I sit down with 10 people, and if I sit down with 10 people and I ask them, what do you physically want to look like? They'll give me an answer like, I want to lose weight. And then I'll press them on, okay, well, what does that mean to you? Oh, I would like to lose, and then here's where it starts to get funny. After the second question, it already starts to get funny. Right? How much weight would you like to lose? Oh, between 30 and 40 pounds. Okay, now we're already, now your brain can't chew on that. Because there's a 10-pound difference between 30 and 40 pounds. So your brain is already confused. So then if I ask another question, because I'm always asking questions, I'll say, okay, what does that look like to you? Well, I don't really know. I never really thought about that. That's a problem. See a vision. Visions are so clear in your head. Like if you ever had a dream and you wake up from a dream and you're like, and it feels so real. It feels so real. Like you could hear all the noises. You could smell all the smells. That's the vision I'm talking about. You need clarity. What does the man that you're working towards, what does he look like? What does he talk like? What does he sound like? What does he read? What does he do in the morning? This is creating a vision, because when you have this level of clarity with your mind, the mind is such a beautiful thing that most of us waste. And I say most of us waste because I used to do this. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking to you, because all of this stuff I used to do. That's how I know this so well. You have to get very clear and very specific. See, most people skip this step because they want the tactics. They want to know the how-to. Well, yeah. I got it. Have goals, have dreams. But how? You're missing it. You're missing the point. I'm about to give you 3 steps. You're about to skip the most important one. See a vision. Going into the new year, or whenever you see this, where do you want your life to be? Don't think about it in the next 90 days, because most people think too small and you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. So at least, where do you want to see yourself in the next 12 months? And then we're going to condense it down to 90 days. What you think is going to take 12 months, we're going to do in 90 days. What you think is going to take 18 months, we're going to do in 90 days. But if you say, where do you want to be in 90 days? If you're watching this video, you don't think big enough. That's the main thing I would tell the younger version of myself. You don't think big enough. You think too small. Because you're basing what you can do on your past successes and failures. And all of those can change. So I need you to get clear. How does that person dress? How does that person walk? Right? So when I'm working with my guys, right, and they're taking off weight, they're building muscle, they're doing all of this stuff, I need them to understand, when they become that version of the man they're becoming, what does it look like when you walk in a room? Because the difference of you walking in a room and you 50 pounds overweight to being in shape, cut up, jacked, big old arms, it's a totally different reaction. You get a totally different reaction. When you take care of yourself, when you're in shape, when people can physically look at you and just think, whew, that man puts in some work, they automatically treat you different. And maybe this might sound weird because, I don't know, maybe you've never been in that kind of shape, but I'm telling you, you're perceived differently. People automatically assume you work hard. People automatically, they know you're consistent. They understand you're a man of your word just by how you look before you even open your mouth. So see a vision, make it clear. Don't skip this step. Second step, create a plan. And I want you guys to understand this. Remember, see a vision, create a plan, execute. See a vision, create a plan, and execute. This is why they fail. Their brains are confused. They don't even know where they're going. See, when you see the vision and it's painted so clearly, now all you have to do is create the plan. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, I don't know where to start. You have the vision. I want you to imagine yourself on top of a mountain. Because right now, the reason you're having a hard time and you're saying, but I don't know what to do next. I don't know which direction to go, because you're looking from your current viewpoint. If we were climbing a mountain, you are climbing up and I'm already at the top. I'm waiting for you at the top of the mountain. You're going to have a hard time getting up to me because you don't know where to go. You don't know the route. You can't see everything. You don't have the same perspective as I have looking down at the top of the mountain. When I'm looking down from the top of the mountain, I'm just like, oh yeah, go this way, go that way. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Watch out for that obstacle. Go around that. Don't go that. I can see everything. Not because I'm any better. It's just I have a different perspective. Well, you can do the same thing if you did step one correct and you see a vision. Then you can take yourself to the top of the mountain and guide yourself, because you know exactly what a man that needed to lose 50 pounds, what a man that wanted to get ripped up, what a man that had abs, what a man that had uncontrollable, ridiculous work ethic. You know what they would do because you've envisioned this already. So you know what your first step would be. You can create the plan because you know where you're going. If I told you right now, regardless of where you're at in the world watching this, what day it is, what year, that doesn't matter. If I told you, hey, I need you to get to Atlanta, Georgia in the next 72 hours. And if you do that, I'll give you $10,000. You know what? Let's just up it. I'll give you $100,000. It doesn't matter where you are on planet Earth. For $100,000, first of all, you would get to Atlanta, Georgia, even if you've never heard. You might be in Russia right now listening to this, and you're like, where is Atlanta, Georgia? You could figure it out. And as long as you knew that, you could put it in the GPS. Why? Because you know the end goal. You know the destination. If I change that up and say, hey, meet me at my house and I'll pay you $100,000, you're lacking information. You don't have all the information. Now you can maybe go on the internet and figure out where I looked, and you could probably still figure it out. But what if I gave you less information? What if I said, meet me in the city that I was born and I'll give you $100,000? Now it's even harder. Why? Because the end goal is fuzzy. Your brain is missing information, so it's going to be harder to fill in what needs to be done. What if I said, give me, I'll give you $100,000 if you meet me in the city where my mother was born? You're going to have a very hard time. I would be willing to bet you're not going to figure it out. First of all, because I have two moms. I have a biological mom and I have an adopted mom. That creates a problem right there. They were born on two totally different states. You don't know my mom? See how it's creating problems? It's the same thing for you when your vision isn't clear. If your vision is clear, creating a plan is extremely easy. Then we go to the third step, execute. Can I be honest with you? If you made it this far, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. This is why most people fail. It's the last stage, because they try to do the last stage first. They blow past the other one. They don't create a vision. They set a weak goal. I would like to lose a little bit of weight. They usually don't even create a plan. They just go straight into trying to execute. You have this weak little sissy crybaby Tampax wearing plan, and you think you gonna execute on that? This is why people fail over and over and over and over, because they're not you can't get emotionally attached to that. All you're gonna do the whole time is start thinking about all the other times you failed, all the other times you started and stopped. See, when you create the vision, and you know where you're going, and you can smell it and you can feel it. And not only do you understand of what you becoming this man is going to do for you, you understand what that's going to do for your kids. You understand what it's going to do for your wife. You understand how it's going to change your life at an emotional level. You're emotionally connected to the outcome. Once you're emotionally connected to the outcome, the executing part, the actually doing what needs to be done, that's easy. That's so easy. I get up every single morning at 3 a.m. without a problem. I never hit my snooze button. I don't even think about it. That would be the stupidest idea ever. Usually I'm up before it. How do I do that? Is it because I want to? Is it because I enjoy it? No, I don't enjoy getting up at 3 a.m. Here's what I enjoy. I understand me going through the activities is going to deliver on the life that I want to live. I understand the vision. I have the plan. The execution part is getting up at 3 a.m. That's just part of the execution. See, the vision is I'm going to build an army of men, an army, over 10,000 men. The vision is my wife look, I'm getting my wife a new SUV. The vision is we buying over 20 acres. The vision is we getting a ranch. The vision is we're going to have four-wheelers and dirt bikes. The vision is I can go on and 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 on. Because I'm clear about the vision. So executing it, getting up early, going to the gym, getting in my Bible, execution is easy. But most people struggle with this. Most people have a hard time because they skip the vision, they skip the plan, and they think they just going to execute. You're never going to execute anything until you become the man that you need to be. But here's the deal, and I promise you this. I promise you, if you implement the simple things, see the vision, create the plan, execute. See the vision, create the plan, execute. I guarantee if you implement that, your life will change so fast. I use 90 days just because that's usually people can't even believe that. But it'll happen faster than 90 days. Whatever you're dreaming about right now, whatever your vision is, if you get to work, if you implement what I'm saying, if you really grab onto this, I'm talking about chew on it, munch on it, digest on it, and let it marinate. Let it marinate in the 6 inches between your brain. It'll happen faster than 90 days. And if you continue that process, because as you continue it, the compound effect takes in. Momentum starts to be developed. And 12 months from now, your life will be unrecognizable. I don't know when you're going to see this, but I can promise you, 12 months from the date this video gets posted, you will not recognize my life. And you can do that same thing. 90 days from now, you will not recognize my life. And you can do that same thing. Look, I'm not magical. There's nothing special about me. Just like God created me, He created you. Get out there and do this. You owe it to your family. You have an obligation. Not to me. Not even really to your family. But as a man, God gave you an assignment. And it's up to you to find your purpose, and fulfill it. I'll see y'all on the next one.